Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a makeup look. We're going to do a makeup tutorial that's like for a job interview. So I hope this helps you guys, because I was looking the other day and I couldn't find really anything helpful on YouTube. So I wanted to kind of do a full get ready with me so you guys can kind of see how to do it. So I hope this helps somebody. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it. So today, just remember that whatever primer you're using, you want to make sure it caters to whatever skin problems you have. Like for me, I get pretty dry. I do have pimple breakouts here and there, and I have bad pores in this area, and especially on my nose. So that's what my primers are going to do for me. I'm going to take off my glasses. So we're going to do that. So first off, I'm trying this primer. I've used it before, but I kind of want to retest it to see if it was the foundation I was using. This is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Pore Defense Primer Serum. It is specifically for pores. It is like a corrective green color. It's oil free and all of that. So I'm just going to kind of smooth this out. Okay. Next, I'm using the Prime Perfection Face Primer by Milani. This is the Hydrating Plus Pore Minimizing. I'm using this mainly for the hydrating qualities. This is an oil-free formula, so that's always good. I get really dry, especially in this area. So even though I use that other primer, I'm still going to go over it with this one. I'm just going to smooth. And since this is a pore filling primer, it mixes pretty well with all other primers. Unless you have like a matte one, I guess. And then on top of that, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. And this is going to be weird, but I'm only putting this on my nose, because my pores get super clogged on my nose anytime I wear makeup. So I just take this extra step to kind of help it out. So now the foundation I'm going in with is the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation Stick. This is in 110 Porcelain. So when you're doing a job interview, obviously you want to make sure that your foundation or your makeup isn't cakey. It's a pretty natural, simple look that doesn't take you long to do. So there we go. I'm gonna need that. And I'm just gonna take my foundation brush, which is the Y6. A great dupe for this is the Wet n Wild. Like if you don't have a credit card or something and you can't order it online. Actually, I think they have stores in California as well, and I think they're starting to sell it at Ulta and Sephora, but I'm not sure about that. But a good dupe is the Flat Buffer Brush by Wet n Wild. It does pretty much the same thing. So then I'm just going to do some stripes. I'm going to go ahead and go down my neck. And this foundation stick, one, it's super quick, especially if you're using a brush. It does take a little longer if you're using a sponge, but again, it's not super long, so whatever your preference is. Excuse me. But I usually prefer a brush, especially with stick foundations. I find that they just blend a lot better. I have a horrible pimple right here by my ear. So we're just gonna blend this. If you see me looking down, it's because that is where my camera is. And now I'm just gonna add, I'm gonna tilt the camera. Sorry guys, I currently have a upper respiratory infection right now in my lungs. So that's why I'm coughing so much. That's also why I didn't film or post on Tuesday, was because I was in the hospital getting seen, because we were scared there for a while that it was the flu. Now I'm going to take my beauty blender and just kind of smooth everything out. This is a great step to do if you see brush strokes on your face, and it also makes it very airbrushed. So that's one of my favorite steps to do. So I think I'm good on foundation. I try to keep this very natural looking. Like, as you can see, it doesn't look like I'm wearing too much makeup. Like, you can still see my skin through. I am going to spot conceal. I'm using the Collab No Flaws Liquid Concealer in Porcelain. And this isn't to brighten or anything, so I am going to go under my eyes. And I have a pimple right there. Here. I do have a decent amount of texture on my forehead. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this out with my beauty sponge. I'm not going to go with my eyes yet. Right now I'm just blending where I concealed imperfections. And I'm going to use this tip side. My dog chewed off the top of it, but that's okay. And I'm going to use that to blend. Just like that. This is going to keep it very natural looking. I personally like this look a lot. So now I'm using my Coty Airspun powder, which is a mess right now. And I'm just going to lightly bake. I'm using this kind of sponge. And I personally bake my nose as well, just because I get super oily and my foundation usually wears off of my nose first. So I'm going to leave it like that for now. And next, I'm going to use this little like dupe for the Artiste brush. I'm just going to use this one to contour my cheeks a little bit. I'm using the LA Colors I Heart Makeup Contour Palette. And I'm just going to take this shade mixed with this shade. Actually, I'm just going to use this shade here. Just like that. Then I'm going to close that up for a moment. And then I'm going to take, this is the Wet n Wild brush I was talking about. See how it's flat? It looks just like the Y6. But I use this to kind of blend everything out, especially contour. It kind of softens it up and gives you a more natural look. And I think for the workplace, it's the best bet to look natural. I think it really helps to kind of define your face. So now I'm just going to use this angled fluffy brush. And I'm going to bronze up my face with this shade here. It's a lot more of a warm tone brown than the other shade I was using, which is pretty ashy, I think anyways. I've started to hit pan on almost all of these, well, the shades I use anyways, so. And then I just... And if you use, let's say you use too much bronzer or contour, what you can do, and what a technique I use if I like go a little heavy-handed or something, is I like to use that the Wet n Wild brush I was using and kind of just blend it in to the skin. I find that that really helps to kind of even everything out. So I'm just going to take that brush again. And it also makes it look, again, more natural, pretty airbrushed, I would say anyways. Can you guys see my bangs like flopping right there? Now I'm going to take that same sponge that I used for my under eye, and I'm just going to dip that in the same powder. I'm just going to kind of put this on the side of my face, right under where I want my contour to stop. And I just feel like this really defines it while still looking super nice. And then with what's left on my sponge, I'm just gonna pat this. My face is good. I'm gonna kind of pat this in places that aren't baking right now. So, ooh, next, I'm going to take this giant fluffy brush. And I'm gonna go into this banana shade here. I'm just gonna tap this in. Again, this is just a normal powder brush, and then I'm gonna sweep away all that powder I use, and this is going to help brighten the under eye. Like, if you can't, like, since I'm super pale, it's hard to find a concealer that actually brightens my under eye. So hack to that is, one, you could add foundation mixer to your concealer. That works. Or put white down and then put like a dab of your normal concealer to kind of get coverage where you need it. But another way is to use banana powder to brighten it up, especially if you bake with banana powder. It really brightens it up. Now I'm just going to use that same brush to kind of get all that excess powder. And since we're done with that, I'm going to take that same brush again and just kind of blend out my cheeks as much as I can. Now we're going to put that back in. And with my Coty pad. By the way, I use the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder in Translucent Extra Coverage 07041. There you go. Okay. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, guys, so I'm using the MK Signature Eye Primer. This is what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to put this eye primer all over the lids. And of course, you can use whatever eye primer you prefer. I'm going to have to get a new one here soon, though. Just like that. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that eye primer to set, I'm going to go ahead and highlight my face. I'm using the Profusion Studio Highlight Palette. I'm going to use this orange shade. It's not actually orange. It actually looks... oh, what's the word? It looks golden, similar to the Master Chrome by Face Studio in Maybelline. So... and then I'm going to dab my finger in this middle shade here. It's like a whitey, a light yellow. It's just a really gorgeous color. I'm just gonna put that on the nose, Cupid's bow, and my chin. Now I'm gonna go in with this palette. This is the A20 Studio palette, or it's actually a Z palette, and then you pick your own shades. These are mine. I'm going to use the blush. The blush shade is called Gamma. So, I'm just using the contour brush from Wet n Wild. It's just an angled brush. The best thing about this blush is it doesn't emphasize texture. And if you put a little too much, it blends away. It's super easy. So I'm just going to use that. Close that for a minute. Put this back. Now I'm going to go back in with our Wet n Wild brush. And just make sure that's nice and blended together. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and comb through my eyebrows real quick. So I have a bunch of eye brushes to use today. So I'm going to take a fluffy blending brush. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use our highlight brush. And I'm just going to go all over with this highlight shade in here. Just like that. So here is a close-up. That just to kind of soften our eye primer up. And then I'm going to go back in with a fluffy eye brush. I'm just going to make sure that's all blended out. So now we're going to go in to this eyeshadow palette. I'm going to do the exact same look that I did for my actual interview. So I'm going to start with this light purpley shade. This is M20. Again, you can find all these shadows. They're $2.50 each, and then these are $3.50 each. They're really nice, and usually you can find discounts for the site. So I'm just going to put this on. This is the e.l.f. blending eye brush. And I'm just going to put this in our crease. And a little higher up in our crease as well. To kind of start our look. I'm going to go in that same shade. I'm going to softly blend it. I try to keep this look pretty natural. I don't want anything too bright, but I will add a pop of color in a little bit. So next, we're going to go into this shade here on the bottom. And I'm only going to put this on one side of my brush. Just like that. So it's only on one side of the brush. That way. And then you flip it upside down. And again, this is just to kind of deepen up the crease. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Now I'm using the e.l.f. eye crease brush. It's just a little thing. And then I'm going to take that same purple shade. And I'm just going to focus this more. Just like that, just to kind of add some dimension to my eyeball. And then now I'm going to go in with this deeper shade here. Again, this is M7. And I'm just going to take that and just like that, and then I'm going to take that same blending brush we used and just make sure I blend it. I'm going to take that shade we used at first just to kind of help blend our whole eye look together. And now we're going to take this shade here. This is M18. I really love this shade. It's like such a beautiful burgundy shade. Now I'm just going to do this on the other one. And you can stop before you add like a burgundy shade like that. I just like to add some color into my eye looks. So now we're going to take a flat synthetic brush like this, and I'm going to use this burgundy shade again. Actually, first I'm going to go in with this like medium shade. I'm just going to line my eyes just like that to look nice and pretty. And then now I'm going to go in with that burgundy shade. I'm just going to stick this in the outer portion of my eyeball. Just like that. And then make sure to blend it. And now I'm going to go in with, let's see what shade this is. This is the L14. I'm going to dab it on my brush. This is just a super pale, light, purpley pink shade that is shimmery. Then we're going to take some setting spray. This is homemade setting spray, by the way. This is witch hazel setting spray. And then we're just going to pat that in again. Just like that. And then I'm going to do the same step with the setting spray. Just like that. And I'm going to take that light purple and just blend lightly to make sure we don't have anything like that. And then I'm going to take that white shade we used at the very first. I believe this one is called Champagne. Yeah, Champagne. It's just the highlight. I really like it as a highlight. And we're just going to put this just like that. So now that we're done with the eye makeup, and I'm just going to use the clean end of this to make sure to pounce. Just like that. And now we're gonna go neutral. Okay, so I'm gonna put the, what is this? The L'Oreal Shimmer Eye Pencil in highlighter. This is what it looks like. That is the color. It is a very gorgeous I actually really like the teal one better than this. The teal one does not budge at all. This one stays pretty well, but I just prefer the teal. But for a job interview, you don't want bright blue there, so it's best to play it safe. So I use that one. This is the Rimmel London Scandal Eyes eyeshadow stick slash crayon in Blackmail. I like to use this to tightline so that when I put on mascara, it looks like my eyes are, it looks like my eyelashes are fuller than they look. Just like that. You do have to be careful because it does kind of clump up the lashes, so just fair warning on that. Now I'm going to use the L'Oreal Paris Black Voluminous Feline Mascara. Look how good that looks. I'm not big on this wand, but it is a really nice formula, so I kind of just just like that. I'm not gonna add anything else like wing eyeliner or anything like that. You can if you want, but I just think it looks better like this because it's a lot more natural and work friendly. I don't always do my eyebrows. I just didn't feel like it today. So, but if you do your eyebrows, just try to keep them natural and pretty and you know, stuff like that. So now we're gonna use, this is Posh Spice by Jeffree Star. This is just a neutral lip. Actually, do I have one here? Yes, never mind. I think we're gonna use, this is Lime Crime Faded. It's just a super pretty pink. This is the Lime Crime Velveteen, by the way. I really love this formula. It's amazing. So, let me put on my glasses so I can see. Ignore my janky glasses. I'm getting new ones. They should be here tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, so guys, this is our final look. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do my makeup video setups. So for now, this will have to do. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just wanted to show you the final look. So there is the eyes. As you can tell, it looks really simple. It's not too heavy face makeup either. You cannot see my pimples as bad, but you know, it's just whatever. But this is just kind of what I did for my job interview. I hope this helps somebody because it's really easy to follow. All of this makeup is drugstore, so it's very affordable, especially if you're looking for a job. Obviously you need money, and this is very budget friendly. Ignore my cat in the background because he's a jerk sometimes. He looks very majestic though. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!